All right, Shalom. I want to start off as always by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Racha HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto the brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. And also I want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And as you can see, the name of this lesson is going to be the Greek goddess Artemis in Acts 19 NLT. Now I'm doing this lesson in response to the recent space mission of NASA and Artemis 2. And as you can see here, I typed into Google Artemis 2 mission. It says Artemis 2 is a historic 10-day crewed mission scheduled for April 2025, but it happened in 2026. Okay, I don't know what they're talking about. This mission happened in 2026. Matter of fact, let me just go back. So here, okay, they so-called blast off into space, and they're going to do a 10-day trip around the moon and come back to the Earth. Now, here's a picture. Let's try to get this. My bad. Yeah, so Artemis 2. Just a quick picture. You know what? Let me do this. So just a quick picture here of what NASA is supposedly doing, okay, on this 10-day trip, right? They're going to leave Earth and they're going to travel around the moon. And they said today that Artemis 2 went farther than Apollo 11, right? The farthest distance ever into space. And they're going to travel far around the moon, right? This is all lies, okay? This devil is not traveling around the moon, neither has he ever been to the moon, right? But the point of this video is for me to go into the name of Artemis and why Esau give these things these certain names, right? Because we all know that Esau doesn't do anything without having some meaning to it, okay? Especially a big event as this one, right? With them so-called traveling around the moon. And so they named this mission Artemis 2, right? Now, the word Artemis comes from the Greek goddess Artemis, okay? And so I have the information pulled up here, just a quick AI overview of Artemis, right? The Greek goddess. And it says here, one second. It says Artemis is the Greek goddess of the hunt, wilderness, wild animals, virginity, and the moon. And so, it says serving as one of the 12 Olympian deities. So she's associated with these things, but it says the moon. And so it just shows you how Esau does things and name things, man. Okay? Artemis, them traveling around the moon, right? This is a Greek idol. A false idol. It's not a true goddess, okay? But these Edomites, they worship these ancient deities, man. Okay? They make sacrifices unto them. Like, seriously. Okay? This is witchcraft. This is high-level wickedness, man. It says, daughter of Zeus and Leto, she is the twin sister of Apollo, right? Now, who was Apollo? Apollo is also, of course, an ancient Greek god, right? It says Apollo is the Greek god of music, prophecy, healing, archery, and the sun or light. Now, when Esau first went to the moon, right? They named that mission Apollo 11, right? And as you can see here, it says Apollo 11 was the historic 1969 NASA mission that first landed humans on the moon, fulfilling a national goal set by President John F. Kennedy. So they called their first mission Apollo 11, right? But Apollo named after the Greek god Apollo. And now this second mission to the moon, ironically, is called Artemis, the twin sister of the Greek god Apollo. Okay? So you see how these devils operate? The first mission was called Apollo, named after the Greek god Apollo, who was the twin of Artemis. Okay, this is his twin sister, Artemis. They called this second mission what? Artemis. So these devils are openly worshiping idols, Greek gods, okay? Openly. And everybody is tuned in. They're praising these devils for wickedness, right? For lies. This is all wickedness, man. Okay? But Artemis is a Greek god. And the world has no clue. Okay? Now, Artemis is actually mentioned in the scriptures. Okay? This ancient Greek god, this goddess, she's mentioned in the scriptures. Now, when you go to the KJV, right, it doesn't mention Artemis, okay, the name Artemis. It has Diana there. So here in Acts 19:23, it says, "And the same time there arose no small stir about that way, for a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, which made silver shrines for Diana, brought no small gain unto the craftsmen." Now, in the NLT, it mentions Artemis. So reading Acts 19 again, it says, "About that time, serious trouble developed in Ephesus concerning the way. It began with Demetrius, a silversmith who had a large business manufacturing silver shrines of the Greek goddess Artemis. He kept many craftsmen busy." So Artemis, okay, was a Greek goddess that was very popular during the time of the apostles, man. Okay? She was worshipped by the people, including Jakes. Because here in Acts 19, the apostle Paul was cursing out Jake for serving these idols. Okay? This is nothing new, man. And so here, fast forward 2,000 years, we're cussing out you Jakes again for serving these ancient Greek deities, bro. These idols, all of them idols, okay? But Esau, he packaged it up and hide it behind NASA. Oh, we're going to the moon, da, 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 da. No, you're worshiping a false idol, okay? Just as they did during the time of the Apostle Paul. Now I'm going to keep reading here. It says, "He called them together along with other employed in similar trades and addressed them as follows: Gentlemen, you know that our wealth comes from this business." So they were getting paid. Okay, they were getting paid for manufacturing silver shrines for the Greek goddess Artemis. it says, but as you have seen and heard, this man Paul has persuaded many people that handmade gods aren't really gods at all. And he's done this not only here in Ephesus, but throughout the entire province. So the Apostle Paul was going around saying, hey, look, these handcrafted gods are not real gods. They're idols. Okay? It's not real. But back during that time, even in this time, but especially during the time of the Apostle Paul, people went and bought gods and worshiped these gods and did sacrifices, man, and made whole doctrines to them. Okay? It's crazy, right? So this is nothing new that we're seeing. It says, of course, I'm not just talking about the loss of public respect for our business. I'm also concerned that the temple of the great goddess Artemis will lose its influence, and that Artemis, this magnificent goddess worshipped throughout the province of Asia and all around the world, will be robbed of her great prestige. So there was hurt that Paul was cussing them out, saying, hey, look, bro, y'all tripping, okay? And they were concerned about their business. So Artemis was a very popular Greek goddess, man, very popular, okay? So these devils went and named this mission net, bro, to resurrect these deities, man. Giving them glory and praise, everybody saying Artemis, Artemis, you know? This is crazy, bro. It says, and this, at this, their anger boiled, and they began shouting, great is Artemis of the Ephesians, right? This is what I was saying back then. Bugging out, okay? They were bugging out. Now, here's a picture of this god Artemis, right? Just a picture of her. So, you know, they got different pictures of her. They got one, you know, the many breasts, I mean, you know, whatever. The eggs, whatever she got on her. But this is Artemis, okay, the Greek goddess, okay? This is madness, okay? This is complete madness. Let's see here. Yeah, this is complete madness, man. This is Artemis, okay? This is what the space mission is named after. And as I said here in Acts 19, she is mentioned, right? It says Acts 19:28, at this their anger boiled, and they began shouting, great is Artemis of the Ephesians, okay? Once again, in the KJV Bible, it says Diana. In the NLT, it says Artemis. Because that's who it was. It was Artemis, that Greek goddess, okay? So these devils don't just give things names for no reason. It means something. And once again, the Greek goddess Artemis, okay? The Greek goddess Artemis is the twin to Apollo, right? This is her brother, her twin brother, Apollo. The first moon mission was what? Apollo 11. Named after the Greek god Apollo. The second moon mission is called what? Artemis, Apollo's twin sister. So these devils are openly worshiping Greek gods. And people are clueless for the most part. They have no clue, okay? But if you have an NLT Bible, or if you click on NLT Bible, it says Artemis instead of Diana. So it's in there, okay? It's in there. A very popular, Greek goddess, man. So Paul was cursing them out back then. He was cursing them out, saying, look, y'all tripping, bro. Y'all serving these pagan gods. They're not gods, right? It says, Acts 19:34, jumping down some, it says, but when the crowd realized he was a Jew, they started shouting again and kept it up about 2 hours. Great is Artemis of the Ephesians. Great is Artemis of the Ephesians. So this is an old ancient deity, bro. 2,000 plus years old. Okay. The Greeks worship Artemis. Even up to the time of the Apostle Paul. It was a heavy, heavy influence, man. And these Edomites are resurrecting these gods, bro. Openly. Okay. And most people don't have a clue. It says, at last the mayor was able to quiet them down enough to speak. So they were crying for 2 hours. Citizens of Ephesus, he said, everyone knows that Ephesus is the official guardian of the temple of the great Artemis, whose image fell down to us from heaven. They bugged out. They think the idol of Artemis, the Greek goddess, fell out of heaven, came from the Most High. Just how the Muslims believe that that black stone that they worship and touch doing their so-called I forget what it's called. But they say that black stone came out of heaven, okay? They're bugged out. It says, since this is an undeniable fact, you should stay calm and not do anything rash. So there was a fact back then, brother, that the Greek goddess Artemis, her idol fell out of heaven from the Most High, brother. That was an undeniable fact. You could not disprove that, brother, right? This how today they got so-called undeniable facts. Or we can prove science. We can prove whoop-de-whoop, doop-de-doop. Okay? Madness. This is madness. And Paul was cussing them out. It says, you have brought these men here, but they have stolen nothing from the temple and have not spoken against our goddess. If Demetrius and the craftsmen have a case against them, the courts are in session and the officials can hear the case at once. Let them make formal charges. And so, it goes on and on, right? But I just wanted to show you that the word Artemis is in the scriptures. It's just in the NLT Bible, okay? This Greek goddess that the Apostle Paul dismantled during his time, okay? And these devils coming right back with Artemis, bro. They call the mission Artemis 2, right? She is the twin of Apollo, the Greek god. So the first moon so-called landing was called Apollo 11. The so-called second moon mission is called Artemis, the twin of Apollo. So these devils are liars. They are idolaters. They make sacrifice to these ancient deities, bro. This is a wicked place. But they're lying, man. But I just wanted to show that information and how Artemis is mentioned in Acts 19 NLT Bible. So brothers can use that info, all right, and do lessons, But I pray that was edifying, man. All praise Yahweh Shai. Shalom.